Hello guys, my name is I've 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 forgotten my name, and welcome back to my story YouTube drama and stick channel. Today we will be talking about the 7 levels of high wall at being baked in school experience story. Let's take everyone. I hope you're ready to hear the story. So it starts off as any usual day in a lovely land of Ohio. I'm on the school bus and I'm just riding along as I usually would do, floating in the air. That's not usually what I would do. Get pranked. So what actually would happen is I'd be riding on the bus, on top of the bus actually, because I stand on top of the bus because I'm just that radical. Obviously I don't have a car because who needs cars? Cars are bad for the environment and weed grows out the ground, which means they're bad for weed, so I don't do cars. I hope most of my audience can agree with that. But once I'm done cruising the bus, because I'm such a badass, I get off the bus and go to walk to the school, to the entrance. But unbeknownst to me today, my main man, Hubert, pops up right in front of me and says, "Yo dude, I've got this insane new seizure that we can try." So I mean, just for context, their parents are like international drug dealers, drug lords. So Hubert's always got the prime pack in the function. So obviously, he reaches into his bag and pulls out 4.2 kilograms of cocaine, 500 ecstasy pills, 100 grams of acid, 10 tabs to go along with that, about maybe I'd say about 15 grams of DMT I think, and a few sprinklings of black tar heroin to top that off, of course. So and oh yeah, and if you got the most important thing, a kilogram of weed. So obviously, that usually I get around that, but especially on a school day, man, that's quite a lot. So I said to Hubert, I was like, no way, not before my classes. I need to stay sharp in my classes because I've got classes. And Hubert says, nah, it's gonna be okay, man. It's gonna be alright. And I say, well, if you say so, but I'm only doing a third max. So obviously Hubert wasn't really happy with that. He says I need to do at least 45%. It's like I'm passing my classes over here. Well, not really. I've currently got 45% actually. I need to get to 60%. Maybe I should aspire to do that with drugs, because I'm such a positive impact on me, so I'm like, okay, Hubert, and just for reference, my main man Hubert's gamer tag is actually is pretty cool. His short name, actually, I'm using his extra short name. His triple extra quadruple short name. Usually his standard name is Hubert Adolf Bain Charles David L Frederick Gerald Hubert Ivron John Kenneth Lloyd Martin Neil Oliver Paul Quincy Randolph Sherman Thomas Uncas Victor William Zeres Cansey Zeus Wolfenscheisen Hausenberg Dorf Welsh Elton Wagen Wischenhafschausen Weichenscheifen Weisen Wong Geflung Flak. And there's a bit more with that, but yeah, I mean, obviously his parents have a German heritage, but I think usually we just go by his prime gamer tag I was mentioning, which is Big Blazer 42, and he really lives up to that name with the fast stacks he brings into the school each day. So obviously I'm kind of, pretty hyped up about this, so we go ahead, do the deed, and obviously head into school. So we finally make it into school, and I'm sitting next to Big Blazer 42, just chilling. Teacher's yammering on about some boring English stuff, and it's starting to hit me. I'm not gonna lie, I last did cocaine probably 3 hours ago, so I'm not too used to that hitting at the same time. I've never had 50,000 milligrams of THC hit me all at once before, so generally I'm not too caught up as Hubert over there. I was sitting over there, so effectively I'm just kind of chilling. I decided to bring out my laptop and boot up my favourite subreddit, r/funny, which is my favourite subreddit, as I just said. So I'm coming up a bit now, and on the overall chart here, I would say I'm getting towards the 2. I'm getting maybe nearing the 3 now. I'm very fully 2. 3 is a point when I'm like, yes, I'd like to bring up the r/funny. So obviously, I'm vibing, I'm having a good time. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm coming above the 3 a bit. I'm feeling a bit queasy, and then all of a sudden, the SCP Foundation van shows up and blasts a hole through the wall, and then all of a sudden, Mobile Task Force rushes out of the van, and it's just fucking chaos. Now, kind of walking around, I think I catch what they're saying. They're saying something like, there's been an anomalous amount of high in the area. No one human could possibly take the level of drugs that are being detected by our satellite sensors. We need to contain and they're shooting the students just in case. Yeah, it's just business as usual around here, so I'm not too bothered about that. So I go to fake poo my pants in order to get out and get to the toilets, because obviously I know they're after us. And unfortunately, though, I try to shake Mike, and Mike Wazowski is also his nickname, because he's just greens out sometimes. But so I'm shaking my main man, Big Blazer 42, but unfortunately he's just turned into a draw monster by this point. There's more liquid outside of him than inside of him. Sometimes I don't know how he does it. He's done this a few times now, that little rascal, Big Blazer 42. But obviously, there's no saving him from this now. So I'm just gonna have to hope that his parents can keep plugging me in case he loses it, he doesn't make it out. Mobile Task Force get him. So obviously, I have to fake, pull my pants. It's not hard with r/funny out. The content there is so funny that I just can't take it anymore. I blow that load straight around my wide undies, and then I'm heading towards the bathroom. Teacher gets a whiff, lets me go. So that's pretty much how that incursion ends. So at this point, we're well on the 4 here. The 4 of your SCP Foundation's after you now, because you're at that too high level. So next, I finally get into the bathroom. It turns out there's actually a massive orgy party happening, because my man Big Blazer 42 accidentally spilled 100 pills of ecstasy around, and I guess they must have gone to the water system somehow. So there's a massive orgy occurring in there, and I'm just trying to cool down a bit, avoid the mobile task force, just in case they get to me, because my highness is getting to a level that I don't often get to in my experience. So effectively, I'm just kind of staring at them, watching them perform their depraved acts. It's not helping the vibe, to be honest. I did like the lights though. The lighting was pretty jamming. Could get some cool music going, cool beats going. But then all of a sudden, this kind of raw aura started emanating out of me, and this is where we get to the fifth five. I call it 5-6. It's really two at once. You feel the transition. You feel the it come over you, and all of a sudden, boom, you're Super Saiyan, with just highness. You're just that on it, that you've just become a god. You just transformed. So obviously everyone immediately stops having their orgy, and I effectively absorb all the light, like I'm doing some superhero shares right now, and then everyone's like, wow, yeah, they just start praising me as their Lord and Savior, and I start kind of accidentally shooting rays out of my extremities, and effectively it goes everywhere. And then at the same time I'm hearing some bang on the door, and I'm like, oh shit, it's Mobile Task Force, and that they've come to contain me for being such a high wizard. And guys, I wouldn't really recommend getting to this level of high, because effectively you do become a menace and a threat to those around you, and you may be contained for safety. Obviously I'm always the professional. I always tell you all how to be high safe, and how many kilograms is appropriate for a dose, but you need to sometimes keep in mind that you need to leave these things to the pros. You don't want to get stuck in this situation as a newbie. Maybe 5 kilograms, 10 kilograms Xanax may help you bring down, but generally you may need a bit more than that. It's sometimes good to preempt stuff, but I couldn't recommend it. But yeah, so obviously all this is going on, and I've got to get out of here. So I use all of my high powers collectively, and kind of start massively vibrating. So it's like, all of a sudden, I'm back home, outside my house, and everything's chilling. So this is why I call it the 5-6 stage, because you go Super Saiyan, and then you have godlike abilities and you teleport. But at the same time, you'll instantly lose them for a while that happens. So I'm pretty knocked around from this incident. I've just escaped the SCP Foundation from capturing me. So I'm like, oh shit, I better go rest. Hopefully they didn't figure out who it was. But I don't seem to be emanating any more energy at this point. So I thought it was a safe bet. So obviously I'm getting on the move. I start chugging on into my house, get to the door, get behind the door, get in my house. So I'm finally all in, finally all clear. So I take I pushed a bump because I feel like I was coming down a bit. So I just wanted to come up a bit more, just to put me to sleep. So guys, I really don't recommend this, because effectively it did put me on the 7th stage of high, which is it's not ideal at all. You never want to be that high. It is just not poggers. So I finally get back in to my bedroom, after my bump, so I'm like, well, I'm pretty tired. I'm gonna go to sleep. Obviously, it was dark outside. It wasn't light outside. That's not accurate. There's no light outside. Let me cover that light up. The light won't cover up, guys. It's not working. It's not covering up. This is like that one scene where there you go. The light's covered up now. You didn't see all that. That was like movie magic, guys. Anyway, so I get back into my bed at night, go to sleep, put my head down under the pillows, and you think that would be it. But as I said, I took that extra bump. I reached level 7 of high, which I really do not recommend, guys, because unfortunately what happened that night, 5 minutes later, boom, I became r/funny in real life, which was a bit funny and was kind of funny for the 30 minutes when I was r/funny. I unfortunately caused approximately 1.4, I believe, million deaths globally. So yeah, overall, mass genocide due to r/funny is not something I can recommend on the 7th stage of being high. So yeah, generally it's something you don't want to be doing. Can't advise it. Not recommended. Not getting a good game journalist review. It's all around a bad idea. So what have we learned apart from not accidentally tapping out? So what have we learned here today? And that is that depending on how many kilograms of stuff you do, you could end up at the different levels of high. You probably don't want the SCP Foundation chasing after you. I'd advise you stay out of free. Super Saiyan's cool, but obviously it requires going through the SCP Foundation trying to catch you first, which is annoying, guys. I'm not gonna lie. They are quite good. You do have to evade them. Obviously, once you get Super Saiyan, you get that transition of 5-6 period, and you kind of power down a sec. Do not do any more after that. I cannot stress that, or you will inadvertently kill millions of people. Whether you think that's funny or not, I'm not one to judge, but I guess it would be going on r/funny, given you become the embodiment of r/funny. So yeah, guys, that was my experience getting in getting 7 types of high elevation of at the time when I got high in school, when the SCP Foundation chased me, and then I killed 1 million people and put it on r/funny because I was r/funny and it was funny. So yeah, have a nice day, and that's the video. Subscribe. Hashtag bring back r/funny. We want r/funny 2 on Bros Living. We want r/funny 2 right now. We want the r/funny 2 video coming out right now on Bros Living. Yeah, bye.